everyone, Karolyne Roberts here, and welcome back to the Writers Retreat Network for Premium Content Wednesdays. So today, guys, you guys asked for it, I'm gonna do it. We're talking about how to start a blog. So if you're interested in starting a blog, or if you already have a blog and just need tips on how to make it better, how to refine it, then this is what this little tutorial is gonna be all about, or this video. So let's get right into it. So first of all, before we even get started, I want you to ask yourself, what is the purpose of my blog? Why do I want to write it? And what is my niche going to be? What is my focus going to be for my blog? What is my blog going to be known for? Okay, because people want to read from someone who they think has knowledge about what they're writing about or what they're talking about. So you want to find, in advance, the purpose, the focus, the mission of your blog. What type of people who that are you trying to reach? Who is your target audience? What is your focus going to be? That doesn't mean that you only have to talk about one topic, but even if you're going to talk about several topics, try to find a common thread. Try to find how they all relate and how they tie in together. So for example, I may be talking about nutrition, and I also may be talking about hair care. So those sound like two different topics, but they both have to do with your body. They both have to do with health, and I can share it from a Christian perspective, right? So that all has a common thread, because whether or not I'm talking about, nutrition, whether I'm talking about healthcare, I am a Christian, so it's going to have a similar perspective, and I'm going to be talking about health. I'm going to be talking about all these different things. So even though you talk about different topics, what is your perspective? What is your, voice as a blogger, as a writer? Hone in on that thing, and it'll help really make your blog stand out and make it really unique, okay? So let's talk about the technical stuff in order to get started. People always ask me, what platform should I get started on? One platform that I started on that was really easy, and if you're not tech savvy and you're not interested in paying for a web designer off bat, I really recommend blogger.com. They also have WordPress, they have Weebly. There's so many different platforms that you can use, but I liked blogger.com. It's also known as blogspot.com. I thought it was very easy, user-friendly. Now, if you have been blogging for a couple years and you really want to step your game up, you want to have a nice website, you're interested in investing a little more, then I recommend WordPress, getting a self-hosted WordPress website. But you may have to be a little tech savvy to keep up with it, to update the plugins, to make sure that you're backing up your website and all of that good stuff. But you can also hire a web designer, but I'm just saying the maintenance may be a little harder to take care of. Okay, so figure out what platform you want to use, but whatever platform you want to use, you're going to need web hosting. Some of these platforms come with web hosting. So for example, I know people who use Wix, Weebly. So a lot of these platforms have web hosting, but I'm going to let you know now that they charge more for their web hosting over time than if you were to go with another host, like a larger host such as GoDaddy or Bluehost. The cheapest you're going to pay for web hosting is going with one of those greater web hosting websites, GoDaddy or Bluehost. But if you go with Wix or Weebly to host your site, and they're going to charge you a monthly fee, and it's going to be more money that you're spending over time, and it's for one website. But the good thing about it is Bluehost, which I personally recommend, that's the one I use. And if you guys are interested in signing up for hosting with Bluehost, I'll put the link down below this video. But for Bluehost, they have plans where if you sign up, you can have unlimited websites. So I probably have 35 different domains and websites through my account, but it's just the same payment, so I don't have to keep making payments. The thing that I have to keep making payments for is if I purchase new domains. So a domain is like the name. So let me give you an example, because I like to relate web design to real estate, right? So real estate, you need a property or you need land in order to build your house. So the land is the host, okay? It's like the platform that you use. So you want to find that platform. You want to find that land. You want to know if you're going through WordPress, if you're going to have Bluehost as your host. So you first want to find your land, and then you're going to build your website. The website is the house, right? but you need an address to your house or you need an address to your website. So your domain is the unique URL that people type in to their browser to visit your website. So the domain for this website is network.thewritersretreat.com. So that is like the address to this website, such as an address to a house that is built on a plot of land. So an address to a website that is hosted, by a third-party platform. Okay, guys, so you're going to need a host, you're going to need a domain, and then you can build your website. And for help with building your website, you may want to purchase a theme instead of, doing it from scratch. They have so many different websites where you can purchase themes where graphic designers and coders already put it together, so you don't have to code this from scratch. So this is kind of like the markup, or the how an architect puts out a plan, or an engineer puts out a plan for a building. So this is like the plan for your building, the plan for your website. It's the basic structure of it is the theme or the template, okay? So you're going to want a theme, you're going to want a template, and then after that is set up, so don't judge a theme or a template by how it looks. You can change so much about it. You can change the color, you can change the pages, because a lot of people make the mistake. They're looking at the themes and they're like, this is not exactly what I want. But just look at it as the structure. When you go house shopping, you look at the structure of the house. You make sure it has the amount of rooms that you want. You look at the basic things. But once you get a house, what do? You renovate it. You fix it up. You put in your furniture. You change the paint on the walls. That is the same thing with getting a website theme. So you get a website theme, you get a template, but you change the paint on the walls, meaning you may change the colors, you may change the font, you may change the font size, you may, add some more pages, add your little twist to it, put your logo on there. So don't get afraid by the theme up front. You can always make it better. So let's talk about when you have your website set up, when it's, up and running and working. Now, how do you organize it? I recommend maybe planning a launch for your website, promote it to people on social media, promote it to your family. But one of the most important things that you need to have, guys, is a mailing list. You want to make sure that you have a way to take people's email and information so that when you do come out with your book, when you are selling a product, or even just to connect with them so they can hear from you on a continual basis, so you can send them encouraging messages or updates on where you're going to be, if you want to have an event, if you want to have a meetup. Mailing list is so important. One of the websites that I use for my mailing list and newsletter is MailChimp.com. So make sure that you have a way to integrate your mailing list to your website, and also whatever you decided, the topics that you're going to focus on, you want to create different categories to organize your blog posts, okay? Categories are important. Tags are important because not only do they help with search engine optimization, so basically they help if someone is searching your website, Google is going to pull up your website if your website keywords match the words that the person is typing in, okay? But also you want to make your website user-friendly to lower the bounce rate. So if you have a high bounce rate, that's not good. And basically what a bounce rate is that if someone comes to your website, the bounce rate is how quick are they to jump off your website in less than 60 seconds. Okay, so you want someone to come to your website and you want them to browse and read multiple blog posts and take their time on it. If they are jumping off in less than a minute, then something is wrong. Something is not user-friendly about your website. So you want to have a low bounce rate as possible, and one of the things that you can help to do that is create categories to organize your blog posts. So I may have blog posts that are all about health, and if they come to your blog just for health, they can easily click the health button and it'll pull up all the blog posts. You have to keep in mind that, especially if you have a diverse blog, people are going to be following you and coming to your blog for different reasons. Some people may come and they're not interested in reading about relationships, but they're interested in your recipes, right? So they should easily be able to come and click a tab that shows them all the recipes. They shouldn't have to sift through all of your blog posts, to try to find something. People aren't that patient. So you want to organize it and structure it so that it is easy for them to sift through that. Also, make sure that your blog is appealing to the eye. Okay, most people will be reading your blog on their phone. So try to make the font big enough for people to read. It doesn't have to be huge, but if it's really tiny and they can't see it, that may be too much. Try to find good colored fonts. So instead of using like pinks and yellows and all these colors that may be a little distracting and irritating to the eye, try to use just dark gray or black font. Keep it simple. Keep it to the point. Include images, so incorporate images to make your blog really visual. And make sure that you're breaking up your paragraphs of text and not putting big chunks of text on there, guys, because it's not appealing to the eye and it's hard to read. It's overwhelming. If you have a blog post that is just like a big chunk of text that you pasted on there and it's like 10 sentences, no one is going to read that. So 3 to 5 sentences, like back to the elementary school, what we learned, 3 to 5 sentences per paragraph, and then break up those paragraphs by adding in images and visuals. If you want to use memes and infographics and stuff like that, you can do that as well. Something to make it more interesting and interactive. I know some people who also embed YouTube videos into their blog posts if they have a YouTube video that supports the content of their blog. Okay, and monetization. If you want your blog to be monetized, then you're going to want to make sure that it's really focused, and you can sign up for monetization on Google AdSense, okay? So Google AdSense is the platform that you use to have ads to start to show up on your blog, and when people click those ads, it's money back in your pocket. But you're going to want to make sure that you build a blog with a lot of content and a lot of focused content so that you can build your traffic and people can start coming back to your blog, and make sure that you're building up that mailing list as well so that the ads can work. All right, guys, so I hope that you found this info helpful. I hope that you enjoyed our video on Blogging 101. If you guys have any more questions about blogging that you need me to answer, or any suggestions for any follow-up videos, I'll definitely love to hear it in the comment section. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.